Hello everyone, my name is Yeti, and I don't know about you guys, but I know a lot of people who are reluctant to playing Terraria for many reasons. Some people may think it's too complicated, and some people just may think it's a bit too boring for them. But this series will serve as a guide to how to surpass and nullify any of those reasons, and help people find what about Terraria they would really love the most. And if you already played Terraria, much of what will be said in these videos can help you a lot too, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the series. And if you do, make sure to leave a like and subscribe or something like that. This video is specifically for the people who are just stuck in the Stone Age of tools and weaponry, or for a new character who has no idea what they're doing when they first start up. So if you search this in Google, the first thing the wiki suggests to do first is building a house, and I can tell you exactly why that's the wrong thing to do. And the reason why is because if you build a house, what are you gonna do during the night? All the zombies are gonna be attacking you. Sure, you're safe for the night, but you're just gonna have to wait for it to go by, and you won't be productive at all sitting in your house doing absolutely nothing. So instead of that, ditch that idea completely, and while it's bright right now, chop all the trees that you can find and kill lots of slimes. Just basically gather as many surface materials as possible, even ore that sort of lurks on the surface. And after chopping the trees, make sure to keep the acorns for later. And while doing that, scout for some large caves and come back when nighttime arrives, when you find yourself without a home, because obviously you're not going to have a home for the first night. After collecting some wood, use it to make a bow and sword, because those are very important. The copper short sword is annoying, and the bow is very useful when killing things in caves, surprisingly, because it's a ranged weapon. But yeah, when nighttime finally arrives, after you've collected tons of wood, head into the cave that you spotted earlier, that you scouted for, and so that the nighttime zombies don't spawn in the caves. That's mainly our goal here, is to avoid those guys, because those guys are really annoying. But before you get into the cave, it's very important that you make torches out of the slime that you've collected earlier. And when you're in the caves, tread carefully not to set off any traps or fall to your death or anything else that may kill you in a cave. Although a cave may be dangerous, it's definitely not as dangerous as being on the surface during the nighttime. So while you're down there, you can be shielded by the darkness of night and be productive in the caves and collect ore. Here's a quick tip for you guys, brought to you by me, yours truly, because I am the one making the video. And, well, when in a cave, you can hold shift to hold out torches when exploring freely, if you can't see. And when given the opportunity to collect a lot of ore or stone at once, you can turn on the smart cursor, which allocates the location of your cursor using the computer to maximize the speed in which you're collecting ore or stone or etc. And this functionality is very useful for other things, but we'll get to that in another video. So, when you're done exploring and collecting as much ore as one eye can see, you may find yourself stuck in the depths of the Terrarian lands, and you may not be able to climb back out. So this is where the wood comes in. Now, if you're a bit more of a seasoned Terrarian, you may not need to know this. This may seem repetitive to you, but for the people who are new, this is actually really useful to know. So take your wood out and craft it into wooden platforms in the crafting interface, and create elevated steps to jump onto just to help yourself out. A character in Terraria can jump 5 units or tiles high, and you can only place tiles within a 5-tile radius of yourself. That's a lot of tiles. What I like to do if I've dug straight down, which commonly happens if I get lost or something like that, is place a platform 5 tiles above me, and then jump, and then 5 tiles above me again, and then jump, and then repeat this process to speed things up a little bit. You'll get the rhythm if you start doing it a little bit. Or you can always just use rope. Rope always comes from jars or chests or anything, and if you find rope, it's very useful, especially when crafted into coils, which can be thrown to certain heights so that you can ascend or repel from them. And rope coils are also just crafted with 10 single rope pieces from jars and whatnot. So once you get back up to the surface, it will either be daytime or nighttime again. If it's nighttime, it wouldn't hurt to scout around caves a bit more to stall some time. But if you ascend with plenty of time on the clock, plenty of daytime on the clock that is, this is when you start building your house. If you're going for efficiency, build a large room and put all of your crafting stations in it and your guide. In order for your guide to move in, there needs to be a table crafting table, or a chair in the room of any kind. Then build 3 wide 10-tile tall rooms to the left and right of your initial room, and fill them with chairs and tables of any kind, just like the example in the video that you're watching. This way, your guide can assist you in crafting, and all of your NPCs are centered around one main hub where the character, you guys, will spend most of your time. If you want to be creative, by all means, do your thing. I've seen some fantastic looking houses that are both visually appealing and functional. One that I own personally, well, it was actually made by a friend, but it was for the Wooden Mushroom server that we did a couple months ago. That house is very nice and it's very functional. And after making your house, all that's left to do is make some torches, light up the house, and make all the crafting stations you could ever desire. Now, with all of those resources from those caves, you can get a decent head start into the world of Terraria. Start making yourself some helmets, start making yourself some armor, some swords, some whatever, bows, it doesn't really matter. And, but yeah, so now that you've gotten a head start in Terraria, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped you. And if it did, you know what to do with that like button. Up next on Terraria Tutorials, I'm planning on making keybinds, a keybinds video, recommended by yours truly, because keybinds are very, very important. So yeah, thanks for watching, and have a happy holiday.